Good morning, YouTube. Well, as you can see, I'm not in Texas. In fact, we're at Fort Myers Beach in Florida. And let me tell you, a lot has gone on since the last time I did a video. So obviously, yes, I've been gone for quite a while. Those of you that are regular viewers know that I haven't produced a video in a few weeks. It kind of took most of July off. And let me explain to you everything that's going on, give you some updates, and I want to talk about the next project car. So there's some updates on that. Lots of stuff's happening. Let me tell you all about it.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
Yes, we brought Moses with us. Mo, what you checking out, huh? Oh, what you doing? Is there people there meeting some friends? Huh? Meeting some friends? Take a look at this view. Yes, we rented a house literally on the beach. Yeah, this is our deck. There's the beach. We didn't expect it to be as nice as it is because it was actually really affordable. I think that's because it's the off season right now. First time at Fort Myers Beach and definitely loving it. Mo is loving it. He's having a grand old time. Aren't you, buddy? Yeah, so it's been a few weeks and a lot has happened. Meg and I decided to take a vacation. We actually decided to take this vacation maybe a month or two ago, and it was kind of before COVID really exploded here in Florida. So admittedly, I'm not sure if I would have gone or planned a vacation to Florida at this point. Those of you that are, freaking out about COVID, we were a little bit apprehensive about doing this trip. We did drive over, so we didn't fly, and so we could kind of control where we stopped and that sort of stuff. And so our human interaction has been actually very, very low this whole trip. We've effectively just stayed here at this house and then gone out on the beach and walked around and avoided people. Although it is hard to avoid people with Moses because everyone wants to meet Moses. I mean, because Moses, he's the best. Let me tell you a bit about some substantial life changes. So obviously I've stopped producing videos for quite a while. I wanted to explain myself. So after doing videos, 4 videos a week for over a year and a half, closer to 2 or 3, I think it's been about 3 years where I did 4 videos. I've been doing 3 videos a week at least for 4 years. And so after that long, you kind of get burnt out. And especially when you're not having as much success as you had hoped. I'm not saying my channel hasn't been successful. I'm just saying I hoped it was going to do better than it has. But I kind of realized that YouTube really encourages and rewards stupid crap like donuts and cars catching on fire, like losing your mind and acting all weird, or buying new cars every few weeks and all those sorts of things. Things that as a normal guy, I can't afford or have the time or want to do, frankly. So people are always saying, why don't you modify your car? Why don't you do this? Number one, it's really expensive. Number two, I don't want like a wide body, whatever, 458. I love my 458 the way it is. I like to modify it in simple ways that I like, not modify it in ways that I think the internet will like. I want to keep it in my car. I mean, that's the problem. It's my car. It is something I enjoy. It's not a tool for getting views, right? Like my primary purpose in having that car is because I enjoy it, not because I want that car to generate content. It makes it a little bit more difficult for me to attract the extreme number of views unless crazy stuff happens. My DIY videos seem to do pretty well, but those get expensive, and there's only so much DIY stuff I can do on cars that are either mine or my friends, because there's only so much we want to do to them. That's where these project cars come in. We did the 430 project car. That was a major success. That was a lot of fun. We're gonna do another project car. I've been talking about it. Believe it or not, I found the car I want. I haven't bought it yet. I'm in the middle of negotiating a deal. And so hopefully we're gonna come to a deal today. But I will say, if it's true, then I should be picking it up within about a week to 2 weeks. I have some big plans for this car. And I want to point out a few things. Number one, this car was not a referral by one of you. So unfortunately, that means I will not be splitting the profits of that car with any of you. The second thing is, I'm actually paying for the car. It is not my investor's car. This will be my car with my money. I'm actually going to keep 100% of the profits for myself. I think you can understand that that's a logical thing to do. It's my money, my time, my risk. I get the reward, and no one else referred the car to me, so I found the car on my own. So hopefully that happens. It's a hell of a car, let me tell you that. The only thing I will tell you is that it's got a whole lot of cylinders. Yeah, I know you guys are gonna guess, so guess in the comments below what you think it is. You'll like it. You'll like it, and you'll even more so like what I want to do to it. You're gonna have to stay tuned for all that. Uh-oh, hope it's not gonna rain. It's been raining a lot like while we're here. So every single day it's rained. So another major life change that happened, or I should say substantial event. I don't know if it's a life change, but those of you that have watched some of my financial videos where I've talked about some of how I came into some of my wealth or whatever, and I should use that like loosely. I'm not rich, I'm not a millionaire, but I've done okay, and I've had a few interesting things happen, and one of them was that my former employer, Modernize, when I left that company, I had stock options in that company, and I exercised those stock options. That means for the last 4.5, I think it's been 5 years, I owned a part of that company, and it was a private company. Just, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, they were acquired. So they were acquired for a $67.5 million. So this is all public information. You can go look up the Modernized acquisition information. They were acquired by Quinn Street, which is a public company. So obviously I couldn't talk about that because of SEC rules, so I wasn't able to talk about that. I'm not gonna tell you exactly how much money I made or how much equity I had in the company, but let's just say that was pretty awesome. The combination of getting a massive windfall, working for 4 years on YouTube without seeing any real financial rewards, and switching jobs kind of burnt me out, and I decided I'm gonna take most of July off and not produce any videos for a while. So that's what I did, and that's why you haven't seen any videos. I just said I'm gonna take it easy, just enjoy my life. I'll come back refreshed and do some new content and got some cool things coming. In the next few weeks, you will see the next project car, assuming we can get it. I'm really hopeful for that. I will hopefully have that locked up today. There are some interesting, cool car things that have been going on back in Austin. There's some cool videos I want to do. So for example, Tim, you remember Tim's 348? We finally got it tuned properly, and supposedly it is running super strong now. We want to go do something with that. I'm getting a phone call. Okay, so actually, I just got a phone call from a realtor. So that's another thing that's kind of interesting that's going on, is with some of that windfall I got from the Modernize acquisition, I'm trying to buy some investment properties. I don't know about any of you who are in the stock market right now, but I actually have almost entirely gone to cash. I think the stock market is way overvalued, and I think we're on the precipice of a major crash. I've had people say like, oh, you know, the election, blah, blah, blah. It has nothing to do with the election, it has nothing to do with politics, it has everything to do with the Fed and how much money they're pumping into the economy and things like that. I'm not gonna talk about politics, I'm just gonna say, and feel free to disagree with me, you can. I personally think that the market's gonna take a crap. So I went to about 95, well, I guess I'm about 90% cash. Liquidated almost all my positions in the stock market. Because of that, I'm trying to figure out what to do with that cash. At the moment, it's just sitting there. But I figured the risk was too great, so I'd rather have it sit in cash. If the market keeps going up, great. Then I was wrong, and that's good news. But if I'm right and the market takes a dump, then I want to be ready to pump that liquidity back into the market, take advantage of the really low price stocks. Also, I think the real estate market, especially in Austin, is disconnected from reality. Houses in the Austin market have been selling in like 1, 2, and 3 days with multiple offers way over asking price. That shouldn't be happening right now. It's kind of crazy. With how many people are unemployed and how sketchy the market is, I think people see the low interest rates and that's all they're looking at, and I think they're buying way too big of properties. So for example, we looked at the value of our house right now and it's stupid. It just doesn't make sense. Like I don't believe my house is worth as much as they say it's worth. We've thought about cashing in and selling the house, but we like the house. We like where we are, and frankly, if we cash it in, we're just gonna have to go buy another property that's pretty expensive somewhere else, so it really doesn't help us. Basically, it just resets our mortgage. And we already have a really, really low interest rate, so there's no point in moving at this point. We are on the hunt for investment properties. There's a few areas I'm looking at, including Fort Myers. If you guys want me to talk about that stuff, I'll talk about my experience with that. I know like my Turo experience kind of makes me a little bit shy from renting to people, but I think with rental properties it's a bit different. People generally aren't messing up properties because there's real substantial liability there. Also, great news, we're solidifying a deal with Shell right now. So, you know, I've done some work with them in the past. They're a great sponsor. I love Shell gas. I've been using it in my Ferraris exclusively. So yes, we're gonna have a ton of car stuff coming your way. You guys are gonna stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet. Mo, what you doing, buddy? Just enjoying the nice weather, huh? Enjoying this weather? Oh yeah. By the way, he loves swimming, it turns out. I'll here, watch this.
You ready to go? Come. Good boy.
The water basset.
Good boy. Come on. Good boy.
That was a big wave. Oh. Oh no, Mo! Is that fun? Yeah.